Hey, Chris.
Yes, Craig.
Is there anything bad going on in the news? I'm in the mood to complain.
That is one of my favorite things to do.
I know. Is
Yes,
there? So is there?
There is. Have you ever heard of something called net neutrality?
I really don't like that they use the word neutrality.
Because it's so not neutral.
Fascist?
If you don't know what it is, come along with us. We'll show you.
Net neutrality.
Yes.
Thank you guys for joining us. This is the Craig and Chris Show, where we talk about stuff that interests us.
And hopefully interests you.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
And we do this every weekday.
Weekdays.
Every weekday. So make sure you subscribe, craigandchris.com. And if you want us to read your comments on the comment show, hey, I finally did it. Hashtag Craig and Chris. That's where the magic happens.
In the hashtag. You know that little square, the only one that's actually a full square?
This is the official street sign for hashtag.
No,
bro.
Really?
Hashtag Craig and Chris.
Really?
As far as I know.
That better not be true.
it's kind of true.
Oh dear.
It's true-ish.
That is not cool.
It's true-ish. Hashtag truth.
Oh boy. Hashtag lame.
Hashtag lame.
Okay.
Okay, so net neutrality, still a terrible name. Well, why don't you fill in the viewers on the basics of net neutrality? Neutrality.
Okay, this one's a complicated issue.
We'll make it simple.
I'm going to try my best.
Okay.
Basically, the concept of net neutrality is that internet service providers, or ISPs...
Wow. You're doing a very good job.
Thank you. Are unable to give preferential treatment to certain content on the internet.
For example,
okay, so what that means is if you're a company that deals strictly in high bandwidth usage, you know, like Netflix. Xbox Live, PSN,
Correct.
Steam, things where you're downloading games, streaming movies, these are bandwidth hogs. And so the idea is that if you don't have net neutrality, which we now don't, an ISP can come in and say, we're going to charge you more for your internet usage.
yes. Well, you're talking about the customer.
No.
Or are you talking about... Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, basically what the fear is right
See,
now.
this is actually... And stop right there, just because I'm going to get some clarification here. Because Chris is a research guy during the week.
Apparently.
Okay. And from what I understand, I thought I understood, was that this would be a cost to the consumer that the Comcasts of the world would be able to trickle down. So you're saying it's at a higher level than that?
It could be, yes.
Okay.
It could be one of those situations of Netflix gets kicked, and they just pad that kick with us.
Ah, I see. So okay.
They'll pass the cost along to us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a trickle down effect.
That's one of the concerns, but also
we end up being the ones that pay.
Another concern is like maybe your internet service provider will start doing a package system.
Uh-huh.
Do you want the YouTube package?
Ooh, we'll give you X amount of gigabytes a month. And we already know how frustrating this is with our cell phones. Because that's basically what cell phone companies are doing already. But they don't call it the YouTube package. They just give you X amount of gigabytes a month.
Someone on Flipboard, I think I saw an image where they kind of had like their worst fear of it.
I saw that picture.
It was
like all like you can include it.
The social package for $5 added to your bill will add Google Plus, Twitter, and Facebook, and all those goodies.
Well, and that's a little over the top.
You'll have the streaming package, which you'll add. You know,
that's a little over the top because that would be an example of a marketing campaign.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, realistically, they're not going to block certain services.
Well, and also to bring it back down.
Because really what they want...
Not a fear-mongery level. Right now, no one's done anything. They just now have the right. Net neutrality has been overturned, and now they have a right to prioritize internet traffic and throttle data.
For now. Now, I got one thing I want to throw in here for this video, because I've got some good news for people on this net neutrality thing.
Okay. Good news is always good.
Not right now.
Okay.
It's at the end of the video.
Okay.
This whole... they're not going to block services because, remember, these companies want to charge overages. So what's really going to happen is they're going to give you X amount of gigabytes per month of bandwidth usage, and then they're going to basically charge you if you go over. That's probably what's going to happen if they implement this. And yes, they might do the YouTube package just because the average YouTuber consumes X amount of gigabytes. That's how it's probably going to be structured.
Yeah, basically, it'll be data limits for your home internet.
Now, I got some good news on this.
Could be.
Yeah. Good news down the line.
Yes.
First of all, in some ways, it could be good for the consumer. Because when I get home, one of the most frustrating things is at certain times of days on a shared bandwidth system, there could be a guy downloading 1,000 terabytes of porn / movies / games / whatever out of the basement of his house.
Sure.
And that will suck down the bandwidth in an entire, basically, city. Like that whole function of it. So if you got a bunch of people out there doing that, basically abusing the speed, it actually does affect us negatively.
Yeah,
that's
true.
In some ways, this can be used for good. Just depends on how they approach it. In other ways...
Anyone want to take bets?
Yeah, I know, right? In other ways, I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
I know, okay. I know you are.
The reason I think this is good is because we've been waiting eagerly for Google Fiber.
Yes.
And this is why I'm throwing this out here, because Google Fiber would never do this.
Okay, why not?
Because it's Google.
Okay.
Their goal is to get people hooked on their services. So they rarely make money off of monthly subscriptions.
Okay.
Unless people have to have it. I think if it were up to them, they'd give it to everybody for free if they had a choice. You know, and they do it all based on data mining. So they'll probably come with some contingencies on... I think they even talked about having a free package, like a free basic package for internet.
Okay.
But they're calling on for like 500 megabit download speeds for like $25 a month, theoretically, for the Google Fiber.
Yeah.
And they've been laying this since 2003, I think. Okay. And they're already testing it in a number of cities. This is just going to spike demand for that service, and maybe you'll give it a jump start. I mean, that's the best news I can get out of it. That's like my hope.
That and that it cleans up the undesirables.
Yes. I mean, I
can hear you, because I mean, when you get on Netflix at a certain time of day on a certain day of the week or something where it's like high traffic, you can just tell.
Yeah, you can.
You can just tell you're slogging through the mud that day.
Yeah, but see, here's the problem. It can be used for good. It can be used for bad. I mean, it could be used just to eliminate the abusers. Like, I mean, that would be my recommendation for like the Comcasts of the world. Hey, take advantage of this just to eliminate those who are like literally sucking down the network. Because they know they didn't have that right before. They couldn't come in and say, "Hey, dude, you're downloading a quadrillion gigabytes a month," you know.
Well, there is legitimate uses for BitTorrent too.
Yeah, there is. I know, but you wouldn't download a quadrillion.
No,
most likely.
Well, like I mean, I've seen some game mods that distribute themselves that way.
Right.
So
what does the internet think? Is it going to be used for good or evil? Did my best to play devil's advocate on this one, because it'll probably opt to the side of evil. Remember, if you want your comments read out on the comments episode, I almost nailed it on that one. Yeah. Hashtag Craig and Chris. Subscribe at CraigandChris.com, because what's there, Chris?
Bulk awesome.
We stock it in bulk.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
And definitely
8 to 9 uploads a week.
Definitely looking forward to comments. Are people freaking out for no reason?
Yeah, I think people.
Or is this something to be concerned with?
For now. We'll see.
I'm concerned. I don't like when people change things.
We fear change.
I fear change, especially when it comes to my internet. Unless it's for the better.
We fear change.
I do. But if it's for the greater good.
The greater good.
It'll be okay.
The greater good.
I don't think it will be.
Probably not. I think they got all that from the first 10 minutes of the show. I think we're good.
I think we're good.
I think we're good.
I think we're greater good.
The greater good.